6:15 a.m. I got an hour of sleep. I slept in my makeup and slapped on some eyeliner and then drove all the way down to Rhode Island. I missed sunrise because I slept in a little too late and this was about an hour away from my house, but that's okay because it's overcast with like a 7% chance of rain, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But I'm here to take some nice self-portraits as always. This is one of my favorite locations. I come here quite a bit actually because it is so big that I'm able to find somewhere different to shoot every time. And this time I am going to be shooting on these rocks over here. Maybe a little after I'll try to go over there. Unfortunately, in my haste to get out of the door and my tiredness of last night, I forgot to pack reasonable clothes, and by reasonable I mean things that are not sweatpants or like the denim jacket that I'm wearing right now. However, I did bring a sword because I remembered specifically an image that my friend sent me of Amanda Palmer. I'll put it right here, and it's an absolutely gorgeous image where she's holding a sword and very like warrior but feminine but strong, and I really like it, so maybe I'll try to do stuff with a sword. I wasn't able to record my descent down here up these, not up these, but like there's kind of a path like all the way up there. I wasn't able to record my descent down the treacherous rock, whatever, steep decline of gravel because I was carrying so much crap. With me I have my backpack, which has a blanket, and of course I forgot a towel, but I do have a blanket, my camera, 2 tripods that I hold in hand, my sword, and a light. If I do decide to go over there, I may just try to do some backlight because I've been really liking doing, like having just like a small pop flash of like backlight in my images, but I don't know, only because it is a little bit windy and like I said there is like a small chance of rain and it's kind of a hassle to do backlight in like an environment like this when I'm doing self-portraits, only because I don't know what the camera's going to see, if I'm going to be blocking it or if it's going to be hitting me where I want to. So yeah, I guess we're going to see, but I hope you enjoy. To get going here, I have my camera all set up on a tripod right behind me as well as pointing it where I want it to be. But before I got started, I just wanted to give a little kind of like blurb on how I decide where to like position myself and position my camera. So I know a lot of photographers, especially like landscape photographers, they look for like the leading lines as to where to put people. And I never really cared to properly learn landscape photography. I always considered myself to be a portrait photographer, and when it came to self-portraits, whenever I'm like shooting outdoors in nature, I try to interact with nature as much as possible. So I look for kind of like nooks that I can like be in. Like I just look for places and I'd be like, oh, I could definitely fit in between those 2 rocks, or oh, I could fit right there, and I kind of contort my way around like the contours and whatever. So that's kind of my, I guess, thought process behind it. I'm going to show you the back of my camera right now because I did just take a test shot. I always try to take a test shot in the clothes that I'm wearing just to make sure that like everything looks good, the positioning looks good, I'm comfortable, and the remote that I'm using is like close enough to the camera, because sometimes I'm a little too far away from the camera. It doesn't pick up when I'm hitting the button. It's also starting to get windier and a little colder and a little rainier, so kind of gotta act quick, I guess. Alright, so this is the back of my camera. I know that it's not the most glamorous pose or photo, however, just to give you an idea of what I mean, I kind of like that river, or not river, but that kind of crevice where there's water running in between the 2 rocks, and I fully intend to lay in between there. However, I didn't want to lay down in my shirt and my sweatpants, so that's why I'm kind of making a really awkward what's up kind of pose. But yeah, I hope that you understand my thought process. The thing that I wanted to mention now that I've kind of climbed back up here after taking a few pictures, it can be really physically challenging and physically exhausting, and I think a lot of people don't really realize that. Photographers especially, or like just onlookers who aren't really in like the community or whatnot, is that they're like, oh, this is a pretty picture and it looks great and like she looks natural, or like maybe not natural, but looks comfortable and stuff like that. Whereas like you're climbing over rocks, you're in like windy conditions, sometimes it's not always the warmest, sometimes you may be like cold, but you still have to look okay. Sometimes like the water may be really strong and it may be pushing you, or like it may just be really gross. Like I'm stepping on seaweed and I think it's the grossest thing. Not to mention the ocean is